Okay, bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. Now we're looking at some of the questions I sent to my class in the lesson. I got a bit stuck, so let's have a look at these questions. Here in this particular statement over here, we have 3y x plus z equals y times by 2z minus x. We have to make x the subject. So in this particular instance, we need to release the x from the brackets by multiplying at each side and then rearranging it, again the x is to one side. So let's have a go at that. So we have 3y times by x, that will give us
3yx.
Okay, 3y times by z will give us
3yz.
3y.
Okay, then we have y times by 2z gives us
3yz.
y times by minus x gives us.
Minus xy.
Now, if you look at what we're trying to work out, we are trying to make x the subject.
Is it not yx?
No, just x the subject. No, yx is the same as xy. They're both similar products. But we try to write it in alphabetical order. Okay? Now, in this particular instance, in this question what we got now, we multiply the brackets. We've got an x on the left hand side and an x on the right hand side. We need to get these lot together. So we move the smaller quantity, which is the minus quantity here, to this side. As we move this over close to this item, we need to move this item out of the way. So we swap them over. So now what we have here is, we have 3xy plus xy is equal to 2yz plus 3yz becomes minus 3yz. Okay, now in this particular instance, Saf, if you look at 3xy and xy, can we add these two together? And the answer is yes. That will give us 4xy. So in this case, we don't need to do anything more than simplify it. So 2yz, Najma, minus 3yz will give us minus yz. Okay? Now we've got to make x the subject. So what is x being multiplied by? X is being multiplied by 4y. Opposite of multiplying by 4y is dividing by 4y. So x is equal to minus y z divided by 4y. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a bit of cancelling. Is this half? So we've got to divide that by y, divide that by y. So that leaves us with an answer of
Y equals
x is equal to minus z over 4. Okay, happy with that? Let's quickly move on to the next question. We have pq squared equals rq squared plus 4 go in. Good. Okay. Now we've got to make q the subject. At the moment we've got pq squared. Let's get the q squared together at least in the first instance. So we have a q squared here and a q squared there. Let's get this item from this side towards that one. So we have now pq squared minus rq squared is equal to 4. So now the q squares are on one side, and from the q squares we're going to release the q. So first of all, let's factorize the q squareds. So there's a multiplier here. So if we grab the q squareds, we're left with p minus r. This is called common factorizing using the common factors technique. Now we are in the situation now to identify the actions. So let's have a Saf. If we start this question here now on this line, we want to make q the subject. We start at the q. What's the first action? What's the first thing acting on the q?
q squared.
Squared. So we call that the first action. And then Najma, we are multiplying by p minus r. That's called the second action. Opposite of multiplying by p minus r is dividing by p minus r. We have to move that action first because when we solve, we always move the last action first. So here we have q squared is equal to 4 divided by p minus r Q. Now, what do we have to move now, Najma? So you move the multiply by P minus R. What we got left over now? The squared. What do we do with the squared? Take it over to the side, becomes a square root. So opposite squaring on the left hand side is to square root on the right hand side. So we have now 4 divided by P minus R, all of it square rooted. Okay, so all on there? Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, folks. That's the end of this video. Please join us back in, please, in another video.